have His Grace Ras Prayana Prabhuji from Delhi. And today Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, Chapter 10, Verse 10. And happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, are you there?
Yes, Madhya, I'm here, but if you could give me the host rights or right to share my screen.
Yeah, Prabhuji, please, can you make him the host?
Or maybe co-host, not the host.
Yeah, you are host now, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Although I'm a very young devotee, I'm like a duck in front of you all swans. So whatever, as they say that, different birds, they try to fly in the sky is unlimited and they try to fly as per their own capacity. So I will try to speak on this great subject matter, Srimad Bhagavatam, as per my ability. Please bless me so that whatever I speak, it will purify me and really give pleasure to you all. So before starting, I would like to sing a Vaishnav song, Bhajahu Re Man Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. So I'm just and before before going forward, I would like to apologize. My laptop just crashed a few days back, so I'm going to give this session from my mobile, and I have gone back in the ages in the past on paper and pen. So I apologize if I fumbled on something while this lecture goes on. So first I need to see how can I share my screen. Krishna help. Share, yes. Okay, Mataji. So I hope you are able to see my screen. This is the Vaishnav song that we are going to sing today. Mataji, shall we start?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, thank you. Ajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Ajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange. Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange. Bhajahu Eva Tarahu E Bhava Sindhu Tarahu E Bhava Sindhu Sita Atapa Bhat Barishana E Dina Jamini Jagi Sita Atapa Bhat Barishana E Dina Jamini Jagi Bifale Sevino Kirpana Durjana Bifale Sevino Kirpana Durjana Chapala Sukhalava Lagire Chapala Sukhalava Lagire Edana Yovana Putra Parijana Etike Ache Parati Edana Yovana Putra Parijana Etike Ache Parati Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Tala Mala Kamala Dala Jala Jivana भजहु हरिपद नीति रे भजहु हरिपद नीति रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे दुर्लभ मानव जनम सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जनम सत्संगे भजहु हरिपद तारहु हे भव सिंधु रे तारहु हे भव सिंधु रे भजहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे भजहु रे मना श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम जय जगदीश प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So before I proceed any further, I would like to read the meaning of this Vaishnav song. Otherwise, it will be not fair. You know, it will just like a parrot's recitation if we don't read the meaning and if we don't understand the meaning of this Vaishnav song. So it goes like, "O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Have we obtained this rare human birth, crossed over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons? Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served men. What assurance of eternal happiness is there in all of one's youth, wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is desire and great longing of Govindas who engaged himself in the names of the heroes of glory and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's own very self. Jai Dev Shropad ki Jai, Govinda ji ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is giving like Rupini Padma Mataji for the day. So I will recite this shloka, and you are requested to kindly hear. I'll recite the shloka, then word meaning, then translation and purport, and then we'll start the discussion on this shloka. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aho Danyam Aho Kashtam Prakriya Shanbhangura Yannopa Kuryat Astvarte Swagyati Mritya Swagyati Vigraha Aho Danyam Aho Kashtam Parkya Shanbhangura Yannopakuryad Ashvarther Vitya Swagyati Vigraha Aho Danyam Aho Kashtam Parkya Shanbhangura Yonanopakuryad Ashvarther Vitya Swagyati Vigraha. One meaning. Aho, alas, Danyam, a miserable condition. Aho, alas, Kashtam, simply tribulation. Parakyaha, which after death are eatables by dog and jackals. Shana bhangure, perishable at any moment. Yet, because na, not, upkuryat, would help. Aswa artha, aswa arthe, not meant for self-interest. Mrityaha, a living entity destined to die. Swa, with his wealth. Jati, relatives and friends. Vigraha, and his body. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. This body, which is eatable by jackals and dogs after death, does not actually do any good for me. The spirit soul, it is usable only for a short time and may perish at any moment. The body and its possessions, its riches and relatives must all be engaged for the benefit of others, or else they will be source of tribulation and misery. Purport. Similar advice is also given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Etavajjanma saplabhyam dehinam iha dehishu praner artha diya vacha sheha acharanam chada. It is duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and word. This is the mission of life. One's own body and bodies of his friends and relatives, as well as one's own riches and everything else one has, should be engaged for the benefit of others. This is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 9.41. Bharat Bhumi te hailya manusya janam jar janam sarthak kari kar paropkar. One who has taken birth as human being in the land of India, Bharat Varsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. The word upkuryat means par upkar, helping others. Of course, in human society, there are many institutions to help others, but because philanthropists do not know how to help others, their propensity for philanthropy is ineffectual. They do not know the ultimate goal of life, Shreya Archanam, which is to please Lord, Supreme Lord. If all philanthropic and humanitarian activities are directed towards achieving the ultimate goal of life, to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they would also be perfect. Humanitarian work without Krishna is nothing. Krishna must be brought to the center of all our activities, otherwise, no activity will have value. Om Agyantitamidandasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Bhupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Sorry, I'm struggling a bit with my mobile. And your laptop, on my laptop, it is very easy to open your screen and all your tabs. But here on my mobile, it is a bit difficult for me. Okay, so we'll start today. This shlok is being spoken by. Can you guess who is speaking this shloka and to whom? Any guesses? Who is speaking this shloka and to whom? Actually, this shloka is, it is just showing us the mirror that what kind of a false life that we are living. In a moment of, in a fraction of second, we can, all our existence may may just perish. So, any guesses? Anybody knows who is speaking and to whom? Who is the audience? What conversation is going on? What is the name of the chapter? Are you getting my voice? If anybody, please let me know. I am not alone with my phone. If it is so, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you. It gives a very great relief. Actually, it happens with. It usually happens with me when I give college classes. It is
So
okay.
it is
So
Srila Sukdev Goswami speaking?
no, Prabhuji. Actually, it is this shloka is spoken by the Dichi Rishi. Actually, the scenario is the prasang is like Vritrasur. He's been born and now he has conquered the whole Indralok, the Swargaloka, and all the devas. Now they are going hither and thither. They approach Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu told them, go to the Dichi Rishi and ask from him his bones. It is like saying something. Why don't you die for me? It is such a big thing that they are going to say to the Dichi Rishi. They already did it in the past shlokas, and along with that, just to add, in Hindi, like you say, jale pe namak ragdna. Like there is already a wound, and if you sprinkle some salt on it, it pains a lot. In this situation, why Lord Vishnu sent the devas or especially the Indra to Dadichi Rishi, because this Rishi Dadichi, Indra actually devotees, saints, they are adat shatru, they don't have any enemy. But Indra, because he is attached to his possessions, his seat, his position. So we have seen in number of times in Bhagavatam and that he made a lot of enemies unwantedly. So he also had a feud with the Dichi Rishi also. What happened one time? Uh, that the universal doctors, the best of the doctors. I don't know if some of you are doctors in this assembly of devotees, but the best of the doctors or the doctors of the devas are Ashwini Kumar, the two twin brothers who are who are in charge of our medicinal powers. uh. So what they thought, they approached the Dichi Rishi to hear Bhagavatam Vidya, and they want to understand about know about Lord. So they approached the Dichi Rishi, and the Rishi said, yes, actually, this is the duty of a Brahmana. Pathan, Pathan, Yajan, Yajan, Dan, Pratigraha. If you are a Brahmana, then it is your duty to Pathan, Pathan. You have to read Shastras and you teach Shastras to the audience, whoever approaches you. Pathan, Pathan, Yajan, Yajan. You do the yajna and you help others, those who can't do their yajna. You help them. As a Ritvik or as a priest, you help them. Dan Pratigraha, accepting charity and giving charity. That is the duty of a Brahmana. So Dadichi Rishi said, yes, why not? I am here to serve you. But Indra became jealous. But Indra approached Dadichi Rishi and said, if of these two Ashtiva, although they are in his team, they are the doctors of demigods. So why he become jealous? Actually, he become jealous because he don't want them to be famous. Whoever knows about Krishna, whoever get this knowledge, it happens like in our uh, Shat Goswami Ashtam. There is a very in the second stanza there is a very nice line that comes. Dhira dhira jana priya priya karo niramatsaro pujito. Those who are devotees, especially these six Goswamis, they are liked by Dheer and Adheer, ruffians as well as saintly people. Like if you closely watch the example of Narad Muni, Narad Muni is accepted by all the saintly kings also, and by Hiranyakashipu, Ravan also, Kans also. They used to accept Narad Muni. Narad Muni, you are, and what they think of him as a very great well-wisher. So this is the quality of a devotee. He is Ajat Shatru. He don't have any enemy. So this Dadichi Rishi, Indra become jealous that these Ashwini Kumar will become more famous than me. So he challenged Dadichi Rishi. Then if you told them this Brahm Vidya, if you told them about God, Krishna, then if you teach them Bhagavatam, then what I will do, I will come and cut your head. So Dadichi Rishi presented this situation in front of Ashwini Kumar. Ashwini Kumar said, "Don't worry. And what we will do, we will already cut your head and save it somewhere, and we will give you a head of a Ashwa. Ashwa means horse, and you will speak with that head. Meanwhile, and even if Indra will come, even if Indra will cut your head, and we will reattach your original head to your body." So this is said, well, that's good. That's a nice arrangement. So what they did, they operated Ashwini Kumar. They did the surgery and replaced the head of the Dadichi Rishi with the head of a Ashwa. So that's why the name of the Dadichi Rishi is Ashwasira, whose head is made up of who is having a head of Ashwa, a horse. So the Dadichi Rishi started teaching Ashwini Kumar, and one day, as it was expected, Indra came with his sword, and when he saw that, oh, you clever people, you have made this arrangement that you are already giving him this head of a horse. Indra might be aware of the incident of this Lord Shiva also, not actually Lord Shiva, one of the Veerbhadra, one of the companions of Lord Shiva. That horse head that the Rishi having on his body, he just burned that head and went away to his Swarglok. And meanwhile, what Ashwini Kumar did, they take back that original head of the Rishi and placed it over. They did the surgery and they just placed it over the head of the Rishi, and they completed their vidya from the Rishi. So now, after all this incident happening, now Indra is almost like a beggar. He's coming to the Rishi and asking what? He's not asking, give me some money, give me some place, give me some material possession. He's asking for, give me your body. Means in everybody, anybody he would have been asked this question, he will be shocked, and the straight answer would be no matter. I cannot give my body. This is niti also, that you have to help others. You have to give charity unless your own pocket, your own self allows. So that is the way it should be. But what Dadichi Rishi said in the first, he jokingly said, no, how can I do so? I cannot give you my body. This body is so dear, and actually this body is the means by which I can attain the lotus feet of the Lord, through this body. So why should I do this? So, but the Devas, the Indra, they requested him that Lord Vishnu send us here. Lord Vishnu said that with the help of your bones, there will be we will make a very big, very great weapon called Vajra, and it will help us defeat this Vritrasur. So then when actually the Rishi was already agreed. Actually, this is the nature of a devotee. When you must have known that when this Samudra Manthan happened, and first of all, what came? A very big amount of this poison, Kalakut poison, and nobody was coming forward to to absorb this poison. So they approached whom? All the devas, they approached Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, what he did? He sent them to Lord Shiva, and there Lord Shiva he drank all that poison. And Shukdev Goswami in 8th canto, I guess it is 4th chapter, Shukdev Goswami, he glorified Lord Shiva by saying, Tapyante lok tapena sadhava prayasho jana paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya akhilatmana. So what it means that tapyante lok tapena, that all over the world people are feeling the heat, feeling the pain, they're tap rahe hai wo sab, tapyante lok tapena sadhava prayasho. But those who are sadhu, those who are saintly people, what they do, they voluntarily take some difficulty, some austerity, some penance, some difficulty, so that to help those who are suffering. And by doing so, they pleases the Lord very dearly. Lord Shiva did it. He drank that poison, please, because Lord Vishnu has sent. It was a desire of Lord Vishnu. The Dichi Rishi, why he accepted it? Because this act of kindness, this act of charity, is the biggest charity. Giving your body, giving your life, and this is the biggest charity that one can do. And that is because Lord Vishnu wanted. Actually, when we ask somebody, it's the real colors. When we ask somebody about their possessions, if we ask them, why don't you give me your car? Why don't you give me your big bank balance? Why don't you give me your one of your kidneys? Then in actuality, what is there, it comes out. But the rich was such a great saint, great saint. Actually, this whole arrangement, if you have a bird eye view, if you look from above, if you see, just to save Indra, externally to save Indra, who is a materialistic devotee, although he is still above than us, but still a materialistic devotee. Krishna make Vitrasur, who was a pure devotee in his past life, who the Dichi Rishi, who number of devotees, he want to have them in the spiritual world as soon as possible, and he created all this scenario. So while discussing this shloka, actually I would like to break this shloka into three topics that we will discuss. This is the all introduction of how we reach here, that the Dichi Rishi is asking them. Actually, the Dichi Rishi is teaching us 3 points in this shloka. First one is futility of the body, that this body is Shan Bhangur. He is using these words, Shan Bhangur, and it is meant to, if you see the translation, he is saying that this body is meant to be eaten by jackals and dogs and bugs, or maybe. And so this is the first point that I will discuss, futility of this body. Second is that what should be done, if we don't use this body in the service of Krishna, then it will be source of miseries. Is in the very last line is telling that the great simply tribulation and great misery will come if we don't use the body and the possession that we have associated with this body in the service of Krishna. And finally, we will discuss what is the real service towards Krishna. So first, actually, we all know, we are all, you all are my seniors. You are all seasoned devotees. I'm just a newbie in front of you. But we all know whatever experience we have in Krishna consciousness, even if we have some 2 months, 2 weeks of experience in Krishna consciousness, the very first thing that we have been taught, that very first thing that this is a very basic of Krishna consciousness, that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And whoever comes in Krishna consciousness, actually, this is a very ABCD, or the very basic understanding of spiritual life or spiritual knowledge, that we are not this body. This body is meant to be doomed. It is meant to be destroyed. We don't know the time, but it is going to leave us, even if you don't, even if you want it or not. We are like tenants. हम किराएदार हैं, है ना? It doesn't matter how good is your home, how nice is the location, how nice is the view, how nice is the weather, and everything. But if you're a tenant, you have to leave that place. As soon as the landowners will ask you, they will give you a notice of eviction. You have to leave that place. It's happened to us. It is going to happen with all of us. We all know that this body is, we are just occupying this body, like we occupying some apartment, some building. If we are tenant, then also similarly we are also tenants in this body. We are not even if we don't want to leave this body, this body will leave us. And while the person is living, he has so many relationships. First of all, I would like to apologize if, because this subject matter is like that, and I am sitting on Vyasasana. I am playing this role of representative of Vyasasana. If through my words I will pinch your heart or your feelings, I would like to apologize, but that is my duty to do it. So while the person is living, everybody have, they will show that, I have some stake over this person. I have some governance over this person, like, he's my father, he's my brother, he's my dad, he's my husband, he's my this and that, and we see today, especially in this world of social media. I have seen in my own relationships also, in my own relatives also, and I see it is an experience of you all also. In today's world, people are very, very fond of showing off. He's my best friend, best father forever, and best dadiji forever. It happens in my one of my known distant relatives, one of my distant cousins. They have their grandmother, so when she was alive, they used to post pictures with her, like, selfie with Dadima, selfie with grandmother, best Dadima forever, this, that. And when that lady died, she died, she had some 5 sons and daughters, 4 sons and 1 daughter, some 10, 9 or 10 grandchildren. And when she died in a hospital, she was all alone. Very next day, she died in the night. They don't know what time. And in the morning, when nurse came to check the pulse, and to give medicines, she noted it and she broke the news to the family. So it happens in today's world. While the person is living, they all, you are my father, you are my, you are my best father, you are my best husband, you are my best brother, this, that, all. And as soon as the person die, as soon as he approaches the deathbed, nobody comes to meet him. And even if that person die, they don't wait. The moment the person dies, they just, make sure that as soon as, and even if it is 6:30 in the night, we still have some 30 minutes for to the sunset. Let's take him to the cremation ground. Just burn this body. Just, we have nothing to do with him. Just burn him up. So this is the situation in today's world. And those who are intelligent, they know that, this body is source of miseries. And it is city of, as per the language of Bhagavad Gita, this body is city of 9 gates. And from every gate there are abominable things comes out, as we all know, right? And along with that, we have to do so much for this body. Like, we have to uh, eat at least 3 times a day for this body. We have to sleep at least 6-7 hours, 8 hours for this body. We have to evacuate for this body. We have to put clothes, medicines, and in comparison to that, all the hard work that we do for this body, what body gives us, whatever pleasure that we get from this body, ahar, nidra, bhay, maithun, and whatever pleasure that this body gives us is very, very, very limited, very, very, very temporary. When we eat, how much that taste stays on our tongue? I guess 3 or 4 seconds. Suppose if you like rasmalai a lot and you put the rasmalai on your tongue, till how much time you will enjoy that rasmalai? As soon as that rasmalai, it enters you, it passes your tongue, it doesn't taste, it doesn't give you that taste or that pleasure anymore. So if you look closely, whatever pleasure that we get from this body is very, very, very temporary. Be it any pleasure, be it eating, be it by sleeping, be it by sex life, be it by anything else. All that pleasures are very temporary, and they come after very, very great hardships. So this body is, it is like, most doomed stock. You cannot, you will not like to invest in those stocks. Those who are doomed to be crash, those who are supposed to be tanked. So what an intelligent person do, he take care of the body, that is only, as per the, to the degree it is required, just to keep the body and soul together. He doesn't waste his time in gym or in beauty parlor salons to, to take unnecessary care of this body. Rather than wasting our time in those places, we can invest that time in creating our next body, that's our spiritual body. So as we all know that this life is like a preparationary leave, and what is the test? Death is our final test. So we all, because you all, we all have been through our student life, and we all have been given so many exams. So we all know that, those students who prepare well throughout the year, throughout the preparation time, those students who prepare well through that time, they score nice in the exam. But there are some students, what they do, they don't study throughout the semester or throughout the year. What they do, when they study when the, exam leaves comes. In India it happens. I know, I don't know what is the situation, what is the arrangement in your part of the world, but in India at least there are 3, 4, 5 leaves before every exam. So some people, they touch the books in that period, so that is also good. Some student, what they do, they only study on the night before the exam, on the eve of exam. And there are some students who don't even study, they don't touch the book even in for exam. So as per their preparation, they will get the result, they will get their marks. Prepare throughout their life. Whatever investment that we are doing, actually whatever spiritual activity that we are doing, it is like a investment. It is like a step that we are coming closer to Krishna. Whatever Chanamrit that we have sipped, whatever, whenever n number of times that darshan that we have taken of the Lord, whatever prasadam we have eaten, whatever, how so many other classes that we have heard, how many, whatever amount of bhajans, kirtans, Hare Krishna Mahamant that we have chanted, that is all like a step closer to Krishna. If I say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I am some uh, some some distance more closer to Krishna. So so whatever activities that, in this preparatory life that I am doing, it is preparing me for the final test, right? So the more I will do, the more I will utilize my time, my body, my possessions in the service of Krishna. It is increasing my probability of remembering Krishna at the time of my death. Same goes with as the example goes with the student. But there are, that is the best example that we can prepare throughout our life for the, we prepare, we worship. Man marava madhya jimam namaskar mame become my devotee, worship me, uh, always think of me and pay obeisance. If we do these activities throughout our life, we will get the nicest of the result. But there are some people who, who might come in Krishna consciousness uh, in the later stages of their life. Don't worry. That if toward the end of your life you become totally Krishna conscious, that is also fine. But even if, Prabhupada say, even if, once a devotee, once a disciple asks Prabhupada, how much time it takes to become Krishna conscious? Prabhupada said 1 minute. So okay, not even 1 minute. In 1 second, you can become Krishna conscious. Uh, Srimad Bhagavatam has this example of Maharaj Khatwang. He was, if I am right, please correct me if I'm something, if I'm speaking something wrong about Maharaj. He was sitting from the side of Devtas in a great battle, and when his when that battle happened, he helped Devas to win that battle. So he asked the Devas, "How much time do I have?" So they said, only 2 hours. Oh, so what he did, ask them, give me he just starts slashing flowers and asking, Govindarpam Madhavam Govindarpam Madhavam. He just, by doing so, at the very end of his life, he became Krishna conscious and went back to spiritual world. So, in Krishna consciousness, nobody is late. Nobody fails in Krishna consciousness. Whatever we do, Neha Vikramanaashilasi, Satyavayana Vidyate, Swakamakti Dharmasya Trate Mato Vyad. Whatever we do, and whenever we do, it becomes a permanent essence. It takes us, closer to Krishna. So a devotee is like a very miserly person. How to engage, how to utilize his time. If there is a, I used to see in some, when I was a very young kid, there was a show. I don't know. It must be, you also have seen that. In that show, what they do, they give a shopping cart to the participant, and they give them some minutes, some 3 4 5 minutes, and whatever you can put in that shopping cart, and if you come back within this time frame, it will be yours. So in that time, in that show, it shows that the participant, he uses his brain, all his intelligence, that I have to come back, get all these things, and as much as the biggest buck for his uh, the biggest amount that he can the stuff he can put into the shopping cart and come back. So he uses that mind. We are in that same situation. We don't know when we are going to die, but we know that this body is going to perish, and we have to, and by the passage of time, this body also become old. It is not going to young. It is not going to remain young always, right? So use as much as possible amount of time in the service of Krishna. Chant more rounds, read more Bhagavatam, take more association of devotees. It will help. It will be our permanent assets. And we all know that this body will perish at any time. It happens in Detroit. One time, there was a private plane was going. Rich people, they have their own private planes. So what happened? That due to some snag, the engine fails, and the pilot, he asked the person who was the owner of that private plane. So we have to that we have to reduce the weight of our plane. That one of the engines has been destroyed, so we have to loosen up a bit of things. So what he did, he was having so much weight. What he did, he just threw it from the door, and one of those, from that bowling ball, there was a man in Detroit. He was going to his office, and that bowling ball just came over his head, and he died there. Similar, similarly, people die in this world. Everybody of us we know our DOB, date of birth, but nobody knows what is our date of death. Srila Radhanath Maharaj, when he was, I'm sure that you must have read the book by Srila Radhanath Maharaj, Journey Home. And he was telling in his book, when he was there when first time he came to Rishikesh, he was just sitting on a rock in front of river Ganges, and he was meditating. And what happened at that time, he saw a very big eagle coming from a distant what you call hill, and it just starts flying very near to the river. And what happened, in a moment of fraction, in a fraction of moment, he just put his legs into the water and pulled up fish out of it. And so he concluded that it is the same situation with us also. We all are in our own world. We are having our family, wife, children, possessions, cars, stocks, XYZ, and that it comes like an eagle. We are same living like a fish in that water, and the eagle comes within a fraction of a second, pulls us. We all know in COVID period, in India, in UK, in US, we have that examples that people, they died like anything. They were all keeping good health. People as young as, in India, I have heard that people as young as 30 years, 27 years, they died out of this COVID. even if I heard one of the stats, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I heard it from Badrinaran Maharaj that there was 160 deaths in US alone from the toasters. People, those who are making toast in their morning breakfast, they died. 160 people every year. My God. And we have shown that there are accidents like selfie accidents. They're all very jolly, very enjoying the moment and taking selfie, and just in a fraction of a second they died. They fell off from the cliff or something. So this body is doomed to be destroyed. So an intelligent person, what he does, he's going to die. So better to prepare for it. You know. There is no way that we can save ourselves from this death, from old age, so from diseases. So we have to prepare. So we have to make up our mind that this is going to happen. And second topic that I want to take is, if we don't use our possessions in the service of Krishna, what will happen? Those same possessions that we cherish a lot, uh, we collected with great labor, and these all things will become source of miseries. When when Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard from one of the devotees, one of the brahmanas, that Shringi has given him curse and he is going to die in 7 days, so he just left. He just gave his kingdom to Janjay, his eldest son. He has 4 sons. He gave the kingdom to Janjay. And Prane cha vikale rajan. I just forgetting the 4th line. So the meaning of this shloka is, he left everything. Atma jaya shuta agar. At means his own possessions. Jaya, his wife. Suta, sons. Agar, his palace. Pashu, his his horses and his rath and all, his chariot. Dravina Bandushu relatives. These all he just left and went to the bank of the Ganges. So why, in the purport it is mentioned, these all are possession that leaves you when you die. At different period of time, at different places, they leave you. All your bank balance, they remain in your bank. That doesn't go with you. It doesn't come to your home also. Whatever stocks, whatever digital currency, cryptocurrency you have acquired, when a person die, it just remain there. All your bank balance remain in the bank, and your possessions like vehicles, your home, it just stays there. It doesn't even come to Shamshan Ghat. It doesn't even come to cremation ground, right? And son and in Vedic time, the wife doesn't come. She will stay at home, in home, come to. So she will stay at home, and son and all relatives, they will come up till now. So all these they leave. And we have in this world, we have also these things in the service of.
I think he got disconnected. Hello?
Okay, thank you. Hare, Prabhu, आवाज आ रहा है ना मेरा?
Yeah, Prabhu, we can hear you, but your like voice was like coming in and out. Looks like you don't have the full signal on the phone.
Okay.
It's breaking.
I hope it is coming nice. It is coming well now. Is it fine, Prabhu? Now I
Yeah,
have
yes,
closed
Prabhu,
my.
we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just continue. So, if we don't use our possessions in the service of Krishna, Krishna has this arrangement that you cannot enjoy without him. You know, we make so many plans to enjoy without Krishna. Not only us. In the past, so many people have made these plans. In the present, lakhs and crores of people are making that, and in the future also. So no matter what is our plan, no matter how intelligent we are, the whole designing, the very genes of this material world is like we cannot enjoy cannot enjoy without Krishna. If you get lot of money, then there will be people with white coat and black coat. Those who are doctors and lawyers. They will be there to help you reduce your amount of money that you have, and it happens in to people also that their own relatives become their enemies. Uh, um, his name is Badrinath. He was telling in one of his lectures that there was a person, a materialistic person in Detroit. Uh, Somehow or other he ended up in coma in a hospital, and in the state of coma he was able to hear whatever people are talking in front of him, but he was not able to respond. He was not able to move his body. So one day he hear that his sons, his family members are discussing, why don't we pull the plug? And if we pull the plug, already he is you know he's almost died. So better he die, and so that we will inherit all his property, and we will get all the money that he have, all the possession that he have. So why don't we pull the plug? They were discussing like that, and even his wife was a plan, was a part of that plan. But the doctor came at that time and he was saved. And miraculously, after some time, he came out of the coma. And the very first thing that he did, he divorced his wife, inherited his children, and married married the nurse. So the you know the point he's telling is, if we don't use these things in the service of Krishna, that very possession, that very thing will be our will be the source of our anxiety. If we take an example of a car, suppose some of us may like some good sleeky fast cars, like some Audi R8, one of the nice cars that we have, that we see in today's world. So till the time I didn't, if I am very fascinated with that car, till the time I didn't get that car, I'm very anxious how I can earn that money so that I can get that car. I'm always anxious about it. And after I get that money somehow or other, I get that car, then I also remain anxious that I have to safeguard that car. I have to save it from thieves. I have to save it from other people. They may scratch him, or I have to be very conscious that I will not get into an accident with this car. And somehow or other, if that car is taken away by Krishna or by some other arrangement by Krishna, I will also I will remain anxious. So in whatever state of possession we have, even if we don't have, we have, or we lost it, we always remain anxious. So better to use all these things, whatever we have, like in the case of Shukdev Goswami, sorry, Parikshit Maharaj, Atma Jaya Shuta Agar. He left it because he was going to die. He was going to, he just renounced everything. But till the time we have these things, we can use it in the service of Krishna. We can use our body like Amrish Maharaj did. He used his hands and legs in cleaning the temple, helping devotees. In that way, we can use our body. We can use our family, our children, our spouse. We can give them good sanskar so that they can help us in serving the Lord. We can use our money. We all know that to earn money in this world, every fire has some smoke in it. So we all know, whatever way, even if we are doing job or a business, you have to cheat a bit. It is allowed, especially in business. So uh, we can purify that money by giving donation to the right cause. We must give, every grasta must give some donation. Some part of his earning must be given in donation. We can use our vehicle, our possession, If we have some vehicle, we can use it in the service of Krishna, in the service of temple. If we have good home, choose it in hosting devotees, in hosting classes in your home. We can use our knowledge, we can use our relationship in the service of Krishna. The more you are famous, the more you know people, just glorify Krishna in front of them. Be the source of, be the point of contact, be like a bridge between them and Krishna. Introduce them to Krishna. In that way, these things will not be source of miseries. Otherwise, if you don't use them in the service of Krishna, it will be a great source of misery. And finally, sorry, I'm going a little over time. The final part is very, very, very important. That is how to serve. And in this shloka also, it is the very much great emphasis is given on how to help others. In the purport also, it is mentioned, Bharat Bhumi Tahilya Manushya Jan Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar. That it is a duty of Indians, it is a duty of the people who have born in the great land of Bharat Varsha, first to help themselves, first to become Krishna conscious themselves and help others also. But we must know also that what is real help. The help of there, the help you can help others. And there are so many institutions, there are so many organizations, there are so many charities that are going on, and they are helping people on the level of mind, body, and different levels, psychology, emotionally, right? But what is the real help? Actually, the help on the level of body, mind, and emotion, it is required. First of all, we should not just write them off. It is required, but it must be done with having Krishna in the center. It must have an element of Krishna in it. Like if uh, people distribute food, we must not, as a devotee, we must not distribute food. We must distribute prashadam. What Radhanath Maharaj, how Radhanath Maharaj, came in contact with Krishna consciousness first time. He was there in, I guess it was in Holland, Amsterdam. He was there in some nightclub, and he was a hippie, and he was there in a nightclub in the dead of the night, and a person came him in front of him and asked him, "Would you like to taste spiritual food?" Oh, his name at that time was Richard Slavin. So he became amazed, what is spiritual food? So he said, okay. So that person told him, cup your hands. Cup your hand means, just join your hands. And that person was having a bucket and I don't know what they call the karchi in English, maybe whatever, a serving spoon. So he just, take out some food, something related to food, some prashadam, put it into his hands and asked him to eat. And that was the first time that he eat, honored prashadam in his life. And do you know who is that devotee? That devotee was Shyam Sundar Prabhupada disciple. That is the level of service they were doing. They were going to nightclubs and giving people prashadam. So we can help. We must help other people, but that help must be in Krishna consciousness, in terms of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, all those help, all those philanthropy, altruism, all that thing will be, sham evi kevla. No yati ratim sham evi kevla. If these things will not help you become Krishna conscious, will not help others become Krishna conscious, it is sham evi kevalam. So, every one of us must have some mission in our life. Our mission should be, whoever I meet, whatever, this Krishna consciousness is like a very big wheel. You just have to put your shoulder to that wheel wherever you fit in. Whatever is your capacity. Even if you can, give some distribute charnamrita, that is fine. But one must be part of this missionary. Every one of us must have this missionary spirit, that we are in this mission and we are followers of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, in Hindi there is a poem, अब भी जिसका खून ना खोला खून नहीं वो पानी है ना. We all have this spiritual blood flowing in our spiritual veins that is coming from Srila Prabhupada. He is our grandfather, right? So if we are not preaching, that means that blood is still not there in our veins. If we are part of this, if we think that we are part of this parampara, we are part of this great lineage, then we must preach. And the level of preaching, the level of activities can differ from anybody. That must be done under the guidance of some superior devotee. I must say, I am not saying you to become a splinter group, something like just go on your own way, because bhakti must be done under the guidance of some superior devotee, some GVC, some authority structure. So whatever possessions we have, whatever knowledge we have, on whatever level we are, whoever we meet, one must preach. Because if we don't preach, that is my last word. And after this, I will close. I will close this lecture. If we don't preach, then we are, digging our own grave. Because if we don't preach, if we don't create more devotees, this demoniac environment will not let you practice also. So if you want to practice, if you want to die like a devotee, if you want devotees by your deathbed, those who will help you in in leaving this body, in becoming Krishna conscious at the point of your death, you have to preach. You have to create devotees. So that is all from my side. I'm so sorry if I overtook some time. I crossed the time limit, and I'm so sorry if I apologize that if I, with my words, I hurt some of your feelings. So if there is any correction, there is any question, you may kindly ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Krishna Prabhupada. It was such a nice class to highlight and on us that the body is so temporary and source of misery, and the only purpose worthwhile for this body is to engage it in other service, as this verse says. But in true sense, other service culminates in the logical the shelter, which is Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So serving the Guru Shastra, and thus serving the Lord's lotus feet. Nicely that verse the beginning of Bhagavatam. Kamesha nindriya priti lava jiveta javata. Jivasya tattva jigas. Nartha nasya karma bhi. So the purpose of life is to keep the body and soul together and do some tattva jigas. Why we are, where we are, what is the purpose? मिट्टी का शरीर मिट्टी में मिल जाएगी. So what is the purpose of all these big industry and sense gratification? Everybody has to leave everything and go. I remember that Mahaprabhu, Srivasa, son died, and then Shiva's wife was crying over this death of his her son, and then Mahaprabhu was ready to bring him back, and he did bring him back. But then the boy, after coming back, okay, everybody told you your mother is crying. Where did you go? Such like, and the boy said, which mother? Because by the time he has already transcended the body, I mean, went beyond the encasement of the body, so the bodily conception has gone. He is now seeing all the bodies that he has gone through, and in each of the bodies he had different mothers. He's asking which mother. So then Shiva's wife, yes, then she let him go. So just thought of and then that Nunam Kora, just remembering, I think it's Rishabdev. Nunam Korata Kurute Vikarma Yat Indra Preta Atmanoyam Nasadhuman Apinoti Nasadhuman Atmanoyam Asanapi Kleshada Asat. This is all, Deha is all Kleshada, giving all kinds of miseries. So they still, some people do not understand, and they're promoto. They're mad after getting things, and they're not understanding this is all temporary. It's so nice. We just wanted to share, if you don't mind. I crossed my adhikar. It was such a nice class, realizing that the body is temporary. The purpose of it is to serve, to put it in service of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. And can please pray for me also, because giving lecture is easy, but following is very difficult. So whatever I have spoken in front of you, please bless me so that I can also follow it in my life also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu ji, Danat Pranam to you. Srila
Hare
Prabhupada
Krishna
ki jai,
devotees,
Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida. So thank you, Prabhuji, for your association. Wonderful class. And sorry, was not able to answer somehow. Sometime what happens, new chapter starts, and we just listen to the speakers, but we're not reading. So from chapter 7, Dadichi is speaking, right? Dadichi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You were asking. So basically, yeah, 7, 8, 9, and we're in the 10th one. So 10th, he's been speaking, and of course, he's a very learned sage, and very nice. So just and when you were asking question, I said, oh, where is our attention? So immediately I went through my Bhagvatam, and I was at the same time hearing your class and reading, quickly the translations, so I can be in touch with what is going on. Thank you for focusing us. I think it's very important to ask question, because what happens is that sometimes, we go in this mode where the mind becomes enemy, and we're thinking of so many things. It's morning time here, we have to go here, there's a doctor visit, this and that, and we are not really paying a lot of attention. So once our you are the speaker is asking us that, okay, then we know we're actually not paying attention. We're just sitting there and there's no continuity. So thank you so much. So Prabhuji, like one of my friends, she you talked about something about coma, right? First of all, I want to say the class is really, really wonderful, very nice. And the bhajan that you sang was so nice, because we just finished our chanting and that bhajan was connected. Like we sometimes say, talamal ajal, our body is just like anytime. It's anytime it can just drop down, So this bhajan, and it's also connected to the words today. So very, very nice connection. So Prabhuji, there's a friend of mine who's, she had some kidney problem, and because of that, she was on dialysis. And she used to go for dialysis. It takes 2 to 3 hours to do dialysis. But somehow what happened, her husband said, we'll do dialysis at home. And more liquid went in her body. And then, she got like a heart arrest. They call it heart arrest. I don't know what happened. Heart went into shock. So now she's been in coma for past 1 month. And she's breathing and her heart is functioning. But the doctor says it's brain dead. And I was like amazed that, and you said in coma, people are still, they're aware of, like you gave the story of the person who immediately he, came to know that his wife, and children were against him. So these kind of superficial families are there, and they're not Vaishnava family, of course. They're just, together because, they are only together because of money. And not that they're not seeing their part of seva, but they should be doing seva to the husband rather than thinking what we're getting from the husband, or even, like possessions and temporary possessions thereafter, like that. So Prabhuji, my question goes back is, like in a situation like this, she is, the patient is still able to hear, although the brain is not working, right?
Actually, Mother, I'm also not a medical practitioner or some experience in this field, but I have heard that in some cases, people, those who are in coma, they are able to hear, they are able to, they're just able to hear what is going on around them. They are not able to respond from their body in some cases. So I cannot comment that whether your friend was able to, she's able to hear it or not. But definitely one thing that can be done, you can help her, or the family can help him to give her Krishna consciousness as much as possible. Tell her, just read Srimad Bhagavatam to her, or do some kirtan in front of her. Some kind of a, actually, in the state of coma, even if you get, if you are, awake from inside, your body is not allowing you to respond. So it is just by your own will you can, you can push your body to respond. And that response could be just, some blinking of eyes, or just moving of a finger, something like that. So from the outside, and even, she's meant to be, that is her destiny, that she's not going to come out. So we can help her from outside as much as possible. Actually, that is my understanding in this
Yes,
case.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, one more thing. You mentioned in your class about everything we have to leave and go, right? I mean, all the possessions, everything. But, I've seen that people who are very rich, who have a lot of possession, and, for them, if you tell the statement to them, they will say that, no, like, still, I mean, I have to take care, and I have all this in my possession, even if, okay, you have heard this in Krishna consciousness, but Krishna says that, in the sense, yeah, Krishna might say like that, but still, at present, I have, all this thing to take care of, the property, money, and they will kind of put Krishna out, because they are so much attached to the possession that they will just want to put Krishna off from the situation, because of the attachment. So how we can make them aware of this, that, I mean, it's easy said and done. We say one line, everything, you leave and go. Everything belongs to Krishna. We've heard that. But especially for people, and we have people like that in our family, they're in the older age, and they, want to buy this property, that property. They're in 70 plus. And of course, they talk and call you and talk to you. But then you feel like telling them at such a age, why this thing, get into all this, and, leave it for the children and just do bhakti, I mean, but, at the age of 70 plus also, they're so attached, because they've led their life like this only. So is there anything which, you can suggest?
Mother, with my limited understanding, what I have understood from my seniors also, and I have seen, better you don't please them. Better you take them to somebody superior, because
Yes.
in Hindi there is a saying, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar." So they will, they will look down upon you, that you are,
प्रभु जी,
you.
ये मुझे ना बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आया, ये जो घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर होता है ना, तो ये मुझे लाइक इन द सेंस कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है? सॉरी टू आस्क यू दैट, बट मैं कभी, जैसे प्रभुपाद हमारे को एग्जांपल देते हैं ना, कि सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन को लिंक करते हैं कैमल से, बिकॉज सारे प्रभुपाद जी के जो ये ऐसे एनालॉजीज होते हैं, आई अंडरस्टैंड देम, बट ये जो मैंने सुना है, विच ऑफ कोर्स इज नॉट कमिंग फ्रॉम अ वैष्णव कल्चर, ये समझ नहीं आता, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर, मतलब हाँ, मुर्गी दाल बराबर, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द होल कॉन्सेप्ट।
एक्चुअली ऐसा होता है माता जी, देखिए, मतलब जैसे हम घर पे होते हैं, जैसे आपको ये एक्सपीरियंस, आपके बच्चे होंगे, तो ज्यादातर दाल वगैरह, दाल इज सो सिंपल है, ज्यादातर लोग खाना नहीं चाहते हैं दाल, है ना, बहुत सिंपल फूड्स में आता है, दाल चावल, दाल रोटी। तो पर अब आप रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाते हो, घर में खाना खाते हो, घर का खाना सिंपल होता है, रेस्टोरेंट में खाना थोड़ा इलेबोरेट, थोड़ा अच्छा फ्लेवर वाला होता है, उस तरीके से होता है। तो अगर मतलब दिस नॉन वेज, द मुर्गा है ना, इसको थोड़ा डेलिकेसी माना जाता है कि ना आज नॉन वेज खाने जा रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ। तो अगर आप घर में बनाते हो तो सिंपल ही बनता है।
yes.
तो इवन अगर आप बहुत अच्छी घर में बना रहे हो तो वो सिंपल ही बनता है, इसलिए बोला जाता है घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर। क्या बोल दो, आपने बहुत बड़ा मतलब मुर्गा बनाया अपने घर में।
Okay, so this is connected to non-veg thing. Like for example, if like of course we don't.
It is just an example.
Okay.
एग्जाम्पल देने के लिए है कि जैसे अगर मान लीजिए, जैसे मान लेते हैं कि अगर आपका बेटा है, ही इज कृष्णा कॉन्शियस, यू आर नॉट, तो वो आकर आपको बताना चाहे कि मम्मी व्हाई डोंट यू गो टू टेंपल, व्हाई डोंट यू चैंट हरे कृष्णा, तो आपके जाहिर सी बात है, एक पेरेंट के मन में यही ख्याल आएगा, यार इसने दुनिया ही कितनी देखी है, अभी तो पैदा हो, मैंने तो पैदा करा इसको, है ना, मैंने इसको गोद में खिलाया, मेरे सामने ये सब, है ना, सीखा है सब कुछ, और ये मुझे लेक्चर दे रहा है, मुझे समझा रहा है, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर, है ना। तो इसी तरीके से जो आपके, जो भी आप रिलेटिव जिनके आप बारे में आप बता रहे थे, they will also, look down upon you कि भाई तुमने कितनी दुनिया देखी, हमें 70 साल हो गए, बाल सफेद हमने ऐसे ही नहीं करे हैं, जैसा लोग एग्जांपल देते हैं, तो वो हमें यही बोलेंगे कि तुमने दुनिया कितनी देखी है। एंड प्लस दे विल सी, मतलब बुरा मत मानिएगा भाई, ये रियलिटी है, उन्होंने हमारा पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव दोनों देखा है, उन्होंने हमारा गुड और बैड दोनों देखा है, कि हमसे भी जो गलतियां दिखी हैं वो भी उन्होंने देखी हैं, है ना। तो हम जब उन्हें वो करेंगे तो वो कहेंगे कि वहां तो ये ऐसे करती है, यहाँ तो ये ऐसे करती है, और मुझे ज्ञान दे रही है। तो better take them to somebody superior, to a saintly person, है ना। And when that saintly person, Indians still have that culture, they listen to saintly people. So when we take them to temple or to that saintly person, maybe 10 में से एक बार, 10 में से एक चीजें वो सुन ले, कुछ समझ ले, कुछ करने लग जाए, there is a great probability कि वो उनकी सुनेंगी rather आप।
Yes, Prabhuji. थोड़ा आवाज आपका एंड में कटा है, but I understood. So basically क्या है कि because उन्होंने हमारा जैसे एक नेचर देखा है, they've raised us, तो वो उनको लगेगा कि भाई मतलब हमारा रिलेशनशिप ही वो पहले आगे रखेंगे आगे, ये तो जैसे मतलब इन द सेंस हमने इसको रेस करा है, तो हाउ आज ये बड़ी हो गई या बड़ा हो गया, एंड दे प्रीचिंग टू अस, सो दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक इट। सो डिवोटीज के पास ले जाना अच्छा है। Yeah, like I just think that the people who are materialistic, unko bilkul, they just don't like you talk all these things to them, and they think that everything belongs to them only till they are living, and the kal ka kisne dekha, so that kind of attitude they carry. So I was thinking that you're right, it's no use preaching to them, and just take them to devotees, give them prasadam, and there are other other solid weapons, other tarike, like for yeah. So Prabhuji, you are a brahmachari, you live in the temple?
Yes, Motherji.
Okay. Yeah, I was just asking these couple of questions to you because I remember you had mentioned last time कि आप temple में रहते हैं, तो like purity of living is much more there when you are in the temple than when we are in the family, जहाँ पर सब लोग भी devotees नहीं हैं, कई favorable हैं, so थोड़ा सा हम we live in this boat, but we keep this in mind. Lord Chaitanya's statement is there that so many people wanted to retire and come to him, to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So उन्होंने बोला, no, you go home. You have your older parents, you have your sister to get married to. So you always give those instructions. So similarly for us also, we have to, continue with our seva towards our brothers, sisters, husband, चाहे वो devotee हो ना हो. Maybe I feel that like people who are in my situation, like earlier I never felt that. I feel कि उनको तो घर में भी preaching अपने action से, not by words, by our actions, doing everything on time, giving prasadam, doing our duties, that opportunities given to us. So I always feel that some of us, because I know my Guru Maharaj always said that you took your initiation, now make your family Krishna conscious. So I'm just trying. It's not hard. It's not easy,
Yes.
So yeah. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association and class, and we look forward for more classes to come. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सब। हरे कृष्ण।
Anybody has any comment or questions? Is Pooja Mataji there? Okay, well, I think Prabhuji also.
I don't have any question, but his class was very good, very practical. Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Really
there's one
appreciate it.
request. There is one request. I mean, have you closed the recording?
Not yet. Let me stop it. One second.
Okay, Prabhuji, please close the recording.
1 minute.
So I don't know. Somebody made me the host.